Hello children, hope you all are fine. Today we are going to read chapter 8 and the name of the chapter is When the Fish Laughed. This is adapted from an old Kashmiri folk tale. So you must be wondering that what is folk tale? It is a folklore genre that typically consists of a story passed down from generation to generation orally. And each culture has its own folk tales. And folk tales can be fables where you will find talking animals, then fairy tales with magic, then tall tales where you will find huge exaggeration. Even scarier stories are also considered as folk tales. Legends of historical figures, sometimes involving magical dragon tales, myths about people with supernatural powers are also folk tales. Now, what is folklore? Folklores are the beliefs and customs of a group of people. So, folk tale is one type of folklore. Okay, and today we are going to read about an old Kashmiri folk tale. So, this story, When the Fish Laughed, is presented in the form of a play. A play is a work of drama, consists of dialogues between characters, and it can be performed on stage for the audience. And in this play, we have 5 scenes. So let us first get introduced with the characters of this play. First character is King, the ruler of a kingdom in the valley of Kashmir. Next character is Queen, his newly wed wife. Wazir, the chief minister of the kingdom. Amir, Wazir's son. Bhaskar, a well-to-do farmer. Shivani, Bhaskar's daughter. Hina, one of the queen's maid. Servant, Bhaskar's servant. And a fisherwoman. So these are the characters in this play. Let us start our play. So first scene is in an enclosed balcony of Queen's palace and she is attended by her maids and she is amusing herself by watching people carrying their wares to the town market. She hears a raucous cry of a fisherwoman and instructs Hina to buy some fish from the woman. Then Queen says, Hina, buy that big silver fish. Oh wait, is it a male or a female fish? Fisherwoman, it is a male fish, Your Majesty. Queen, disappointedly, oh, I can't eat it then. Hina, why, yes, of course. We allow no male apart from the king himself to enter Her Majesty's place. Right then, a loud laughter is heard. Everyone looks around and at each other, looking for the source of laughter. With her wide open eyes, fisherwoman says, the fish is laughing. Everybody looks into the basket and indeed a fish is leaping about with its mouth open. Queen, flushed with anger. How dare you, guards, guards! 2 guards from the front gate of the palace approach the balcony. Get hold of that woman, tie her up. The frightened fisherwoman leaves behind her basket and starts running up to the road as fast as her legs can carry her. Meanwhile, the queen angrily marches off into her bedroom. So children, do you think that fish can laugh? Okay, let us find out what is the real matter. Now there is a scene 2. This is inside the queen's bedroom. Queen, how dare a fish laugh at me? Maids, draw the curtains and leave me alone. I will not see anyone. Inform the king that I am angry, a mere fish. The maids draw a heavy curtains and leave her. The room is dark. After a while, the king enters hurriedly. King comes and says lovingly, what is it, my dear? Who has dared to offend you? Queen, tearfully, my husband, I have always been honored in my dear father's kingdom. Never in all my life have I faced such humiliation. A fish, a mere fish, laughed at me in public. King, with confusion and doubt, a fish? Laughed at you? What do you mean? Queen, with rising anger, don't you believe me? If you think I am lying, I will leave at once for my dear father's house. King, consolingly, No, no, my dear, I do believe you. Don't be angry. Wipe away these tears. Your tears give me more pain than they give you. Give me a few days, and I will punish whoever is responsible for this offense. The king leaves the queen's bedroom. Now let us see the third scene. Inside the Wazir's home, the Wazir is sitting with his head in his hands. His son Amir enters. Amir, with great concern, Father, what is the matter? Are you ill? Wazir, no, but soon you will be taking my dead body for burial. Amir, what an inauspicious thing to say, Father. Who dared hurt you? Tell me, and I will take care of the fellow. Wazir, you can't, Amir. It is the king. He will have me killed if I cannot get to the bottom of the strange incident that occurred at the queen's palace today. Amir, what happened? Tell me everything. Wazir, this morning, as the queen was buying fish from a woman, a fish started laughing at the queen. Amir, disbelievingly, what? A fish laugh at the queen? How is that possible? Wazir, possible or not, the king is certainly out of his mind. He has given me a week's time to find out the reason behind the laughter of this fish. If I am not able to do so, he will surely have me killed. I have absolutely no idea what to do. Amir is silent for some time, stroking the beard on his handsome face. Amir, Father, rest assured, I will surely find the solution to your problem. Wazir, all right, my son, though I do not have much hope, this may probably be the last time that we two stand in each other's company. Father and son embraced. So at the end of the scene 3, we got to know that Wazir, who is very worried because king has appointed him the task of finding out the reason behind the laughter of this fish, and this incident is very strange. So Wazir has no idea that what he needs to do. But his son Amir assured him that he will find the solution to this problem. Now let us see scene 4. It is in a big warm kitchen in a farmer's home. It is afternoon. The farmer's young and comely daughter is serving lunch to her father, who is sitting on a low flat stool with a little table in front of him. Bhaskar, Shivani, today while returning home from town, I met a strange young man on the way. Shivani, why do you call him strange, father? Bhaskar, he would ever so often speak in a manner that I could not make head or tail of it. Like when I invited him home, he asked me if the beams of our house were strong enough. Now, wouldn't you call that strange? So Bhaskar, the farmer, told his daughter that today he met with a strange man who was trying to say something, but he could not make head or tail of it. That means he could not understand what he was trying to say. By hearing this, Shivani started giggling and she said, "Oh father, he seems to me a very wise man. He only wanted to know if we had enough food to feed him. You should have told him that the beams of our house are strong enough. Where did you leave him? I would very much like to meet him." Bhaskar, I left him standing near the local inn. Shivani calls a servant and gives him a bowl of porridge, 12 chapatis and a jar full of milk. Shivani, go and find the young man my father met. Give him these and tell him this. The moon is full, there are 12 months in a year, and the sea is full of water. Also tell him that he is invited to dine at our house this evening. So Shivani, by saying that the moon is full, she wanted to say that there is a bowl of porridge and there are 12 months in a year, means she wanted to say that I have sent 12 chapatis, and the sea is full of water means a jar full of milk. Then see what servant said. I will do as you say, mistress. The servant leaves. On the way outside, he meets his son, who is hungry. So he gives him some porridge, 2 chapatis and half the milk from the jug. He returns after a while. Mistress, I did as you said, and the man thanked you and accepted your invitation. He also told me to tell you this. The moon is new, there are 10 months, and the sea is not full at all. By hearing this, Shivani understood that what servant has done. So in an angry tone she said, "Wicked servant, you stole from the food that was meant for someone else, and you shall be punished for this. Go away from here." The servant leaves. It is evening. Amir is at Bhaskar's house. Shivani is serving dinner to Amir and her father. Amir tells them about his father's predicament and his search for the person who could solve the mystery. He feels that Shivani might be that person and asks for her advice. So, that strange man with whom Bhaskar has met was Amir, and he was in search of a wise person who could solve the mystery, and he feels that Shivani might be that person. So, he has said everything to Shivani. Now, Shivani says, "It is clear why the fish laughed. There must have been a man inside the queen's palace at that time." Amir, "Impossible. He would have been caught immediately and put to death for such an offense." Shivani, "Not if he was dressed like a woman." Amir, realizing the logic of her argument, "Of course. I must rush home and give this news to my father." So at the end of this scene, we can hope for the answer behind why the fish laughed. Now let us read the scene 5. This scene is in the king's palace ground. A feast is going on. The queen is present with her maids. The king has organized this feast on the advice of the wazir's son to get hold of the man disguised as one of the queen's maids. A large deep pit has been freshly dug in the ground. So Wazir says, "Now we have a game for Her Majesty's maids. His Majesty will reward 1,000 mohurs to the lady who can jump over this pit." King, "Impossible. Who can jump over the pit?" Wazir and his son knew very well that no maid can jump over it, but a man can. So they want to hold that disguised man. That's why they have made such a game. So one by one the maids try to jump over the pit but fall into it instead. Finally one maid does manage to fly right across to the other side of the pit. Wazir, "Guards, get hold of that person and remove the veil. That is a man." The person tries to escape but is captured by 2 guards. When the veil is removed, the person is revealed to be a man. King, "This, my dear, is the reason why the fish laughed. A male was already in your palace. It is the wisdom of the Wazir and his son that has helped us catch this culprit." Queen, "Oh, that is so terrible. The Wazir and his son have prevented the crime this man intended to do in disguise. Your Majesty, such wisdom must be rewarded." So finally the culprit was caught and punished, and the Wazir and his son were indeed rewarded with lands, gold and jewels. The Wazir retired to a palace built near a lake where he lived happily with his son and his wise wife Shivani. So children, I hope you have enjoyed reading this play. Thank you children. Have a nice day.